Hello everybody, this is KN from Sonic Song 182. Welcome to another Fun Friday stream. I'm sure I'll see you guys coming in here soon-ish. Unless, of course, I've exploded the stream and I'm accidentally, streaming on Jazzy's channel again. It's been a long time since I have made that mistake, however. Oh, there you guys are, okay. It's always once I see you guys that I know I'm in the right place. Hi everybody, hello, 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 hello. There are many of you. I hope you've had maybe a somewhat better week than last week. I know it was kind of rough for a lot of people. I hope everybody's been safe, and been healthy. Oh dear. The imaginary Mark said, why boring? Okay, yes, you guys, might have noticed that the title, the theme of today's live stream, Fun Friday 185, is the most boring live stream ever, LOL. Alright, so, like I said in the video description, I wanted to show you guys some of what my editing process looks like for Ask the Sonic Heroes. Oh god, there goes Maria, hang on. I'll let her talk. I forgot how long I let this go on. Let me hush these guys up. Alright. That's also gonna make my regular music quiet. This is a recording. I will turn this down a little bit until I need it again, so that I can have my music loud again. Okay. Technically, we weren't supposed to hear them very steady. I'm not sure what the sound went to, and I just turned them down also because I didn't want to, like, if it was way up here, we might have heard it more, but I'm gonna keep that down low. Okay, anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by myself, the reason why today might be pretty boring is because I wanted to show you guys what some of the editing process for episodes of Ask the Sonic Heroes looks like. The format on this one is different than normal episodes because this is the editing for the Ask the Sonic Heroes Live that we did during Fun Friday 182. This is for the video that's coming out a little bit later today. And so I recorded some of it so I could show you guys, but, it's really boring. Unfortunately, video editing is not the most interesting thing to sit down and watch, somebody do. So, yeah. I'm gonna kind of have you guys see a bit of a preview of this stuff, and then, I'll just be like chatting with you guys and talking for today, because you'll get way more of this later. Thank you, MartyMan641, for the 2 Nux Bucks. They said KN's first editing stream that isn't about drawing. Yeah, I was asked about showing some of the editing process, like a few different times. Like, it's been a question that's come up, but the reason why I never did it before is because, it's really boring. This is the thing I wanted to do 2 weeks ago, but a lot of stuff happened since then. First, technical difficulties the first week. Last week there were more important things to attend to, and so now this week I can kind of show it a little bit. And actually I am gonna try to... I recorded another 2.5 hours of me doing editing, and it was the most boring thing on the planet. But I'm gonna upload that as like a separate video for after Ask the Sonic Heroes Live comes out, probably later tonight, so that you guys can see. But that one is even worse because it's just me sitting there alone for 2.5 hours editing and occasionally making commentary, and the spacebar sound is so loud. It's like I'm like beating up the spacebar for like 2.5 hours. But you know, maybe somebody will enjoy it. We'll have to see. But I'll give you guys a small visual taste of that today. I do more specific commentary on the other one today. If you guys want to, I can also open that editing file and show you guys stuff if you have specific questions maybe. But this was some of my editing from before. I'll let you guys watch that. And meanwhile, I'm gonna go check on you guys in the chat. Here we go. Let's see. Vicky Aguilar said, "Is this a live stream?" We're live streaming right now. But the episode that I'm editing here in this footage that's on the screen at the moment, that audio comes from a surprise 20 minutes of asking Team Forces some questions during the 182 stream party we had a couple weeks ago. So that's where that came from. So, like, the editing part isn't live, but I am here speaking to you guys right now. This is me. Hello. UV, thank you for the 5 Nux bucks. They said, "Wow, KN, I love how this is like a Discord call." Speaking of Discord, I recently came back to that website back then on June 7th, 2020 after 2 years. Oh, well, welcome back to using the Discord. It's, and yeah, I had fun, reconstructing, like, what a Discord, chat looks like. So, like, for this project, this is a different format, like I mentioned, than regular Ask the Sonic Heroes episode, because what it was, the theme of it was that the characters were answering questions live, like they weren't in the Ask the Sonic Heroes studio, so there's no hosts or anything. Everybody's, like, just at home in front of their computers, except Sonic, who is, he's chilling out at the Emerald Hill Cafe. And Gadget's, like, at HQ, and Maria's at home at Eggman's base, and so they're just taking questions from their computers. So that's part of why this format looks so different, but it was a lot of fun, like, making the little details and stuff. It'll be easier to see that when you guys see the final video, which is coming out today, maybe, I think, an hour and 15 minutes after the stream ends. But, like, all the stuff in the sidebar is pretty fun. It's, like, Maria's recent, conversations with other Sonic Hero characters. Also, Super Nintendo 64, voice actor of Shadow the Hedgehog, is in the chat, and he says, "Boring! I'll make you eat those words!" Hello! Hi, Vinny. Danny Phantom says hi, Vinny, also. I see something from... I think I always say your name is Crystalline Iceberg because I'm always going on the fly, but I think it might be Crestline. Please excuse me. Crestline Iceberg, thank you for the 5 Nux bucks. They said, "Hey there, KN and everyone. I hope you guys are well. Can you give a birthday shout out to Meta? I hope it's going well for him. Hashtag Blazin' Knuckles." Sure, I can do that. Happy birthday, Meta! I hope you have an excellent day, and you have lots of fun, that you have your choice of cake and or ice cream, or vegetables if you like those better, and that you have a lovely and relaxing day. Take care, Meta! I hope that helps. Oh, from Sonic Song 182 and Crestline Iceberg. Woo! Yeah, how's that? Let's see. Chat is generally saying hello to Vinny, from what I can see. So everybody's saying hello. Very good. Sarah Navarro said, "Oh yes, this week for me has been so boring." I'm sorry. I hope... Well, you know what? Sometimes it's better for things to be boring and uneventful than, horrifying and eventful. So maybe it's not so bad. I hope you find something to entertain yourself with. Pluto's Winter. There's a lot of names today that I don't recognize. Hello! Hi, Pluto's Winter. They said, on the premiere video it says episode 1. Does that mean you're going to do more? Alright, so the episode title of today's video is Ask the Sonic Heroes Live, episode 1. I'm considering doing more episodes because it was fun and it was neat to try a different format where the characters are all on their own like home Discord computers and it's just the characters who are answering questions like without hosts or anything. It's got like quick transitions and stuff. Like it was interesting and fun to work on, and I think maybe people would enjoy the opportunity to participate in something like that if it was like announced. Just so you guys know, like this audio, it came from a 20-minute segment. It was very short, the amount of time that we did the performance, so it would not be like a long stream. But I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do more of them. I just kind of rolled with it being episode 1 just in case, kind of like how we've got Ask the Directors episode 1, but we never got the chance to do an episode 2. I promise I would love to do an episode 2 so that people who can't catch the live streams can also like ask questions from like me and Ames. But I might do a second episode and make like an announced Ask the Sonic Heroes live, but it depends on, I guess, how well received today's video is. Like if a lot of people like it, I will think about doing another one. But if, you know, if it doesn't do, like, that well, then I'll just stick to the regular format, so I hope that helps. I think there was a question from Cyan Wolf Productions. I need to go look for it. Where did it go? There it is. Cyan Wolf Productions, thank you for the 2 Nuxbucks. They said, "Happy Friday, KN. No stream of yours is boring." Well, I am glad to hear that. Thank you, and happy Friday to you too. I swear you guys, when I get that 2.5 hour just KN sits down and edits video out this evening after the episode comes out, you'll change your mind. That's gonna be the most boring video on the planet. This live stream is like only half as boring as that video is gonna be. Let's see. Rachel Lisa was saying, "I feel like it's someone's birthday every time on one of these streams." Well, to be fair, a lot of people, well, there's a lot of people, and sometimes they're asking about, birthday shoutouts for friends or family members, or, it's, recently their birthday, or will be their birthday soon, and there's a lot of you guys, so I'm not too surprised. Some random fool says, "Hey," that's their username, I'm not calling them that. Hello! And, Demon Child was asking, "I have a question. Why does it seem that Amy and Nux are the mascots to this channel? Is there a story behind that?" Yes, there is, actually. It is a simple story, which I have told before, but I don't think that you've had the chance to hear it, so I will happily tell it again. When my sister and I started the Sonic Song 182 channel, it was just kind of, for fun. We didn't have, like, any big, serious ideas. It was just, like, our goofy side channel, so we could do some Sonic the Hedgehog stuff separate from our, voice acting channels. And the reason why, Knuckles and Amy are the channel mascots is because, Knuckles is my favorite Sonic character, and Amy Rose is my sister's favorite Sonic character. And so we just had the two of them basically being, like, the channel hosts. And, like, back then, like, you know, my sister, of course, can voice Amy Rose, so that made sense. But, like, if you watch our super, super old videos, I'm, like, hosting as Knuckles. And my voice is down here like this. "Hey, everybody, this is Knuckles the Echidna, and welcome to Sonic Song 182. Yeah!" And so it was like that. So obviously I eventually recruited somebody else to be the voice of Knuckles when we started getting serious about shows and stuff, but that's why they're the channel mascots. It's just because they're my favorites. Vinny, I don't have a Danny DeVito impression. Go away. And Dust in the Wind said, "Well played, KN." Natalie Uribe Burnaby said, "Yas!" Persona Twin said, "Knock, knock, it's Knuckles." And let's see. Oh dear. lots of Danny DeVito and, and Knock Knock It's Knuckles in the chat. Here's a question. Oh, really quick. The reason why Maria's getting, like, all big and small in there is I'm messing around with, there's like the program that I'm using, Prashanthi Vuta was asking, what program are you using to edit? This is called Adobe Premiere Pro, and what I was doing on screen right there is that there's a few different effect controls you can do on your image files, and I was like just showing off rotation, which makes them spin around, and scale, which makes them different sizes. And I do get into more details about exactly what I'm doing in my really long, really boring edit with me video that I'm gonna put out later. But if you guys do have specific questions, I can always, like, slow down and, or, like, open the file and show you guys stuff. But this is Adobe Premiere Pro 2020, so it's the latest version. Grace C was asking, why was Gadget in HQ? You know, I think he was probably just in there doing chores and cleaning up, and it had really good Wi-Fi. Like, you see the size of those computer screens there? I guess that's just where he was gonna hang out. And Silver the Hedgehog said, Maria's rolling around at the speed of sound. Indeed she was, indeed she was. DTL and STH Fangirl said, can you try to do an Eggman impression? Yes, I will apologize in advance for it. Actually, when Ames and I were first starting the channel, it was because we wanted to do the musical Wicked as the Sonic characters, and one of the characters, like, she played half of the characters and I played the other half, and one of my characters was Dr. Eggman. I almost passed out singing, like, the Wizard's song as Dr. Eggman. So, like, I technically have a Dr. Eggman impression, but it's not good. It's not something you'd want in a project. Hello, my name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, or Dr. Eggman. Technically, that's a nickname I was given by my enemy, Sonic the Hedgehog, whom I despise! However, I decided to own it. Sometimes if you own nicknames that people give you that you hate, it takes away the power. I have all the power, for I am the Eggman! I'm sorry. I apologize for the nightmares I have caused. Okay. The TTTM said, you're hired. Demon Child said, I love that beautiful impression. Nafisa Ahmed said, lovely KN. Oh my god. The chat seems to be amused. Aw, thank you, Solar Dizzy. They said, KN, I love your channel. You're the reason I love Tails so much. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I love Tails too. He is a fantastic character. Very fun. Very sweet. I feel like there were... Kevin Reviews was asking, KN, I have a question. Why did Eggman disown Infinite even though he still has the Phantom Ruby? You know, I think you'd have to ask Dr. Eggman that question. I don't know myself. It's kinda, that is an Eggman question. No, Vinny, I did not do Danny DeVito. I screeched as Dr. Eggman for, like, 30 seconds. Shots V Gaming said, I think I remember your old voice acting for Egghead and Nux. It's still on the channel, it's not gone. It's still there, so if you guys dig around on the channel, you can find it. Let's see. Again, if you guys have any questions about the editing process, you can certainly ask. I've got that on screen at the moment so you guys can observe. I have the audio for that turned down by a lot, just so, like... In fact, I should turn up the music slightly, because I'm pretty sure that must have gotten quiet when I silenced everything. Rolypoly04 said, how long does the average video take you? That is a good question. This video, Ask the Sonic Heroes Live, was 10 minutes long. It's hard to say how long it takes me exactly, like, yeah, it's tough. Like, a regular episode of Ask the Sonic Heroes, I'm able to get one done in, like, a month, maybe. I've crammed really bad before, and I did it in 2 weeks once, an Ask the Sonic Heroes episode, but I almost died. I guess that's a little dramatic, but that involved all-nighters, that involved editing, like, beyond where like, the point where I was exhausted, and I just, like, kept going, so I'm like, this video has to come out on Valentine's Day, or so help me. So, like, you know, that, technically, it appears that I am able to do it that fast, at my own expense, but normally, if I'm able to, like, work on it at a healthier speed, where I don't need to do all-nighters and be hyped up on coffee and stuff, and, like, get stressed out about it, like, a month is more comfortable. Unfortunately, like I was saying in last week's stream, I believe, I'm surprised at, the way my workflow was disrupted for Ask the Sonic Heroes editing and stuff ever since quarantine started. Cause, like, mid-March, when it was like, well, I'm stuck in the house all day, I can't go anywhere, I can't see my friends, and I can't go on any adventures, I'm gonna get so much editing done. That is not what happened. As it turns out, one of my secret weapons that enables me to edit for long hours each day is the ability to change my environment. So what I nearly have always done is I can work for maybe a spurt of like 2 hours or so, 2 to 3, but then I need to like pack up my editing materials, like my laptop and stuff, my headphones, and I gotta go somewhere, whether that's the public library or a coffee shop or to a friend's house. The change of environment and the walk to get there would like clear my head so that I can continue to do this very rote, boring editing process for many more hours. Unfortunately, something that happened when quarantine started is that I couldn't do that anymore. So I would get burned out really fast. Unfortunately, that's still something I'm handling right now, is burnout. Which is unfortunate because I do enjoy working on my projects and everything. It's just I can no longer change my environment to clear my head so that I can keep working. And also my regular day job got more complicated, even though I can't physically go there, but it means there's a lot more that I need to do on the back end of things, because I gotta organize, like, many people online, and I troubleshoot for everybody who's having, like, technical problems because of that. Like, that actually got more difficult and stressful, and it did not get easier. And consequently, because I'm, like, stuck inside and there's nowhere to go, everything is me sitting in front of the computer, and so all of the things I was doing before that would, like, let me keep my head in the game editing-wise, it's all kind of run together to where it's me sitting in front of the computer doing my day job and my editing stuff, and so it slowed down productivity so bad. And I'm so sorry. I really worked hard to get the Ask the Sonic Heroes live episode out because it's shorter than a regular Ask the Sonic Heroes episode, and I just really wanted to get something out for you guys, because as much as the burnout is rough for me, you guys deserve some, like, content. You know, you guys are here every week supporting me and, you know, hanging out with me and stuff. I need to get some stuff out there. It's been like 3 months. Terrible. But yeah, I forget how I got onto that tangent. Oh yeah, it was because, how long does it take me to edit a video? I guess this one, when was that, when was the 182 party? 3 weeks ago? This shouldn't have taken me 3 weeks if I was in a better brain state. AWK Element said, "It's okay, KN, please don't burn yourself out." Thank you. I am trying. I'm trying to get, like, a new workflow, and things are kind of opening up a little bit more. But, like many of you guys, I have not seen my friends in a long time. And I was used to regularly seeing people, like, you know, like everybody. So, like, I think I'm pretty sure like most of you guys understand because it's I think that quarantine really threw everybody off in a way they weren't expecting. But yes. And Roly-Poly04 followed up by saying, "Thank you, very informative, and please take your time. I'd rather have quality than quantity. You rock, KN." Thank you, thank you. I would also rather give you guys something with good quality rather than doing a bunch of like quantity stuff. But like realistically, it's been like 3 months. And all I managed to finish was Sonic and Tails playing the Olympic Games app. That is personally unacceptable to me. I want more things to come out. And also, hello Jazzy. I know you've been in the chat. Jazzy said, "Editing and streaming, teach me." Oh, don't get excited, Jazzy. I'm not live editing. This is a recording of when I was editing because there's no way I could do both at the same time. I would be inhuman. Also, I think probably many people would want to hire me if I could talk a bunch and edit at the same time. There was a Scaluppleton? I hope that's right. Scaluppleton 301 with the 1 Nux Bucks and 99 Sonic cents. Let me see if I can find the comment. It was about what does Tails think of Manic and Sonya? You know, in terms of most question-asking things, I'm technically not the correct Tails. I like the questions to be answered by his Ask the Sonic Heroes counterpart to keep the canon steady. Sonic and Tails plays Tails might have a different response than Ask the Sonic Heroes Tails. Boy oh boy, do alternate dimensions get confusing, huh? Let's see.
What do I think of Sonya and Manic? They're pretty cool. I haven't gotten to hang out with them very much. Usually Sonic goes on his own to go visit them. But yeah, they're pretty cool. They make great music.
Let's see. Oh, there's like a few hellos to Tails today. Lindsay and Jake Kangaroo Mouse seems to be having some chili dogs today. Ooh. That sounds delicious. I'm drinking a coffee. But what else is new, I guess, on my side of things? I have no idea what denomination this is. Let me look. It's time for keyboard ASMR! Excuse me. Oh, it's a Philippine peso. Okay. Alright. 1 second. Oh. Okay, I found it again. I had to dig it up. It got buried. There it is. Axla, Diana, and friends, thank you for the 125 Philippine pesos. And they said, please do Ask the Sonic Heroes and Ask the Nintendo Stars. I am looking forward to them. Me too, Axla, Diana, and friends. I've got a type of Ask the Sonic Heroes coming out later today. And Nintendo Stars is still in production, so hopefully we'll see both of those things soon, and also regular episodes of Ask the Sonic Heroes again soon as well. Like I was saying, I unfortunately got slowed down with quarantine burnout. That's like the best way I can describe it, I guess. Again, I was surprised that, it affected me the way it did. But, you know, very strange circumstances for everybody. Alexis Steinman said, Maria is so cute! I love her! I am glad. I'm always happy when people enjoy the way we present Maria's character. Antolin Ricardo said, "Yay, my favorite kind of ASMR." There you go. Lazy said, "Insert tech noises." Beautiful. Random Villager said, "Those backgrounds look awesome. All the art is awesome." Thank you! The backgrounds were put together by my best buddy, Musical Sushi. And the artwork was... we all teamed up on this, like, the current Ask the Sonic Heroes artwork. I used to do it all by myself, but now we get sketches from Toby Tots, then line art, and, like, the drawings of the heads and all of their facial expressions and stuff. That's me. And PC Schnun is doing the flat colors, and Musical Sushi does shading and highlights. So now it's a big team effort to make it look that fancy. And I'm glad I don't have to do it by myself anymore because it looks way better with help. Stephanie Barnshaw said, "Tell Sushi I said hi as well." I will let Sushi know that you guys say hello. Bailey Maloney said, "Talk about a great team of artists." Oh, absolutely. It has been a pleasure to work with the squad. Like, you guys know what the older Ask the Sonic Heroes artwork looked like, and I've always wanted to give them, like, body poses so that, like, it could, you know, make more of a visual difference than just their facial expressions changing. And it's taken a long time for the four of us to get the artwork as far along as it has been. Just imagine if I had to do it all by myself, it would have been impossible, and it would not have looked as good. So it's a lot of people with some fantastic specialties, and it's been an honor to work with them. King of Ducks was asking, "What does Blaze think of ducks?"
You know, I've never really met a duck. They seem fantastic. I think there is one duck that I've heard about, and he calls himself Bean the Dynamite. I'm pretty sure he's a duck. You know what, as much as I enjoy flames and things like that, he kind of scares me a little bit. He's a little unpredictable. But, you know, I think ducks are pretty cool. Both the kind from Mobius and My Dimension, and also the Earth Dimension, I think is where you guys are from. Those ducks are also pretty great.
Naya Gomez said, "Can we ask questions to the Sonic Heroes? By the way, I'm new with your channel." Welcome, Naya Gomez, to the Sonic Song 182 channel. This isn't where we take questions for Ask the Sonic Heroes. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a while before we have a new questions block out. As weird as it is to say, like, it's such a YouTuber thing, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because the questions, we gather those on videos that we put out that are, like, called question submissions. It tells you what group we're taking new questions for, and usually it's only open for a few days, like 3 days maybe, sometimes like at most a week, and so you've got to be watching your subscriptions to make sure you don't miss it. But we have a backlog of episodes that we already took questions for, Team Sonic and Team Rose, and so we need to get those 2 episodes out before we start taking new questions. So it's gonna be a little while, but it's in the comment section of question submission videos that you'll find the spot to ask questions. And again, welcome to the channel again. Crash Ryan 21, thanks for the 10 Nux Bucks. They said, "Hey KN, just letting you know that you're an awesome person and voice actor, yo." Aw, thank you. I'm glad you think so. The acting takes practice, and being a decent person, I guess, also takes practice. Lots of practice. Or just, you know, I guess just not being a jerk. Maybe it's not that hard. But thank you, that's very kind. You have a great Friday, Crash Ryan. And Wacky Toon Studios since 1932, thanks for the 1 Nux Bucks and 99 Sonic Cents. They said, "Have you ever played Cuphead?" No, I did not get the chance to play Cuphead. It looked like fun. Like, as a platformer, I love the style of it. Like, I think it's, calling back to old school animation, like the Fleischer Brothers animation. I love it. Fantastic. However, I was told it was very hard. And honestly, I'm not a very good gamer. I am definitely a casual gamer. I'm more of like a story person than a gaming person. And so if it's like super hard, I probably would not be good at it. Like, I'd be afraid to try to play that like on a stream or something, because I was warned it's hard. Sonic Stefan 1991 said, some also call it rubber hose animation. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that term as well. Very good. 72 Acemon said, it's epic, but the levels can be tricky. I think the only way I would be, like, I would survive that game is if I was playing 2-player mode with somebody else who's competent at the game playing as Cuphead, and I'd be Mugman. That's the only way that I would survive that game. I think it'd be too hard for me by myself. Esme Morgan said, hey Can, what sort of indie game do you like to play? Well, like I mentioned, I really don't play very many games. All of the games I have played recently were new Sonic the Hedgehog releases and Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm trying to think of, like, the last indie game I've played. Like, I think sometimes I don't even know it's an indie game. Like, I played Stardew Valley for an afternoon once because my friend invited me to do 2 players on that one. Was Stardew Valley an indie game? I played Slender Man and the 12 Pages once. I think that was an indie game. That's all I got. Unfortunately, I really don't play games very often. I'm too busy. My favorite kind are like, I love RPGs, but they are very time consuming, and it's really hard to play an RPG when you're super busy because, like, I might not get the chance to pick up the game again for like a month, and then when I come back in, I'm like, uh-oh, I don't remember what's going on in the plot. What was the goal? Where am I supposed to go? Also, Skelepleton301 said, it's Slender the 8 pages. Oh no. I guess I have to find more pages, which means more danger. Cheetah Girl said, what? Heart, 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 heart. By the way, Sasso says hi. Ooh, hello to Sasso. He must be streaming. Sasso streams his editing and animation work, like, regularly. He is somehow able to do both at the same time. I am not. Tanner Rather said, please wish my brother Ezekiel a happy birthday because it's his birthday tomorrow and he'd really like that and he could really use it. Sure. Hello, Ezekiel. This is Can from Sonic Song 182. Happy birthday. I think that's gonna be on June 13th, it sounds like. Well, in any case, happy birthday. Have a wonderful time. I hope you have a great afternoon and morning and evening, the entire 24 hours. And I hope you get some time to relax and have a bit of fun. Take care from KN and Tanner. Have a good day. Oh, Jamal Aiden said, KN, it's okay, I am bad at game. Me too, man. I understand. That is, I'm not, again, like I was saying, I'm not good at games. I just enjoy stories and stuff, and games like Sonic the Hedgehog are easy enough for me to play, so I do enjoy playing me some Sonic games, yes. The Fastest Fox said, hey Can, could Maria say hi to me? She is my favorite character, please.
Hello, the Fastest Fox. This is Maria Robotnik the Hedgehog, and I hope you're having a great Friday. Please enjoy the editing process of me and Gadget and Sonic. boy, this is the most meta thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, have a good day, the fastest fox.
And moving along. I'm not sure how to pronounce your names. I apologize to everybody in general. Brenda Swan CJDK said, can Maria ask how my day is? Do you read the IDW comics? If so, what's your favorite arc and your thoughts? If not, do you think you will read it at some point?
Hello, Brenda. This is Maria Robotnik the Hedgehog speaking. How was your day?
And about your Sonic IDW comics questions, I have not read them. And like I would like to be able to find the time to just sit down and read anything. The most amount of the IDW comics that I've read is that actually I've got 2 issues that Sasso from Sasso Studios lent me. It's issue 25 and 26, and to my great shame, the only thing that I've done, I haven't actually read them. All I've done is I looked through at the pictures, which are great. These are very nicely drawn. The characters look fantastic. The story, I'm sure, is engaging and dramatic. But I didn't actually, I didn't read it exactly. I just looked at the cool pictures. And I need to read them so I can give them back to Sasso. But if I had... Oh man, it's the same reason why I don't, get to play video games very much. I'm just so busy all the time. I'm always either, usually when I do have free time, what I do is I write, or I'm playing D&D or something. I don't usually have free time to, sit and read something or play games. I'm more able to listen to things, so, YouTube videos that don't require you to, watch, where, it's just, an audio drama or something. That's the kind of stuff I'm more easily able to absorb. If there was maybe listening to an audio drama of the IDW comics, I could catch up that way, perhaps. But I'm usually too busy, and I get antsy when I'm sitting down and not producing something. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm just used to making something or writing something with all of my spare time, so just kind of sitting and absorbing something for longer than, a movie length, it makes me nervous. I'm like, I should be working right now! Briar Rose the Hedgehog said, the comics are amazing, KN, especially how they interpret Silver. He's such a bean. I've seen some of the things with Silver, and, he's adorable, and I love him. Let's see. Zoom B6 the Dasher said, the story is way better than the actual Sonic Forces. Well, when you have, I don't know what issue they're up to right now in the IDW comics, but, when you've got at least 26 comics to go through a storyline, you definitely have more time to develop your story. I do wish that Sonic Forces had, committed more to its plot and given, more attention to it. As much flack as Sonic 06 gets, it at least presented a serious plot, and then, it had problems, and it was really goofy sometimes, but it did commit to it. There were enough cutscenes to kind of, develop the idea, and they didn't make it over complicated. Not too complicated, so it didn't take that much. But Sonic 06 was a very story-based game, and Forces kind of, had the setup for that, because it was such a drastic, change from the regular games. It's oh boy, Eggman actually took over the world, and now there's a resistance, and Sonic's being tortured. It deserved more attention than it got. I feel like that game got rushed. But, too late now, and it made a good sandbox for all of us Sonic fans and creators to go have our own fun with the concepts that it gave to us, so, yes. Brenda Swan CJDK said, can the Ask the Sonic Heroes cast read them in character? I've thought about things like that before. I would need to talk to my friends who do audio versions of comic books from because I've got buddies who do that. I would have some questions about my editing schedule is pretty busy, between unfortunately the burnout part and then trying to get Ask a Sonic Heroes episodes and things like that done, so I don't have a lot of extra time, but I enjoy projects like that. But I would want it to be kind of better, or good editing than alright, so I've got buddies who do the editing on that really well. I would have to ask for their advice. And also, I think, I'm not sure what to think about dubbing an entire comic, because is that stealing? I don't know what the rules are exactly, or if IDW makes enough money on the comics for it to not be harmful to them to do that. I would have to chat with some friends and see if it's if it's okay. What was that? Oh, I didn't even see that come through. Thank you to Crash Ryan 21 for the 5 Nuxbucks. They said, here's some more cash. Is this enough to buy a soda? Oh yeah, can I please request Rouge to say, I'm so cute that flowers get jealous of me. I think $5 is definitely enough to buy a soda. That's even enough for a coffee. Thank you. Sorry, I was taking a drink of said coffee. And for the request, let me see. I'm gonna lower my voice for just a second, get more warmed up. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Rouge the Bat speaking. I'm so cute that flowers get jealous of me. There we go. And Skullupleton, let me find yours. Thank you for the 1 Nuxbucks and 99 Sonic Cents. They asked, can I get a shout out from Blaze, please? I think I can do that, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Vinny had to help me many times already.
Hello, this is Blaze the Cat of the Soul Dimension. I'd like to give a quick hello to Skullupleton 301. Have an excellent Friday. Take care of yourself.
There we go. Hello, Annette Moxley. Mr. C. Willis said, sup. Loken Z said, Rouge, you're my girl, XD, with some hearts.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Now, if only I could get Knuckles to admit the same thing. Joking. Or am I?
Thank you, Rouge. That was weird. Joshua Blades said, how do you rate Kingdom Hearts 3? It's hard for me not to give a biased review, so that's why I can't write for a gaming company, probably. I enjoyed it immensely. That's all I can really say. I don't know what to give it a number rating. I felt like it had too many options, which is a weird thing to say. Because it was building up on, over a decade worth of special skills that Sora learned in, a million games, the controls were overwhelming for me. I, a casual gamer, I'm only really able to remember how to do 3 things at a time, and Sora had 15 functions he could do in real-time battle. It wasn't even in a turn-based RPG or something like old school Final Fantasies, you can sit there and go and dig through your menus and find what you want to do. Sora, I was desperate to remember how to heal myself, because I was already busy trying to do movement, attack, and dodge. And people, when I was playing it live, everyone in the chat was losing their minds because I would never parry attacks. I couldn't remember how to do that many things. They're like, use magic! Oh god, KN, please parry! And I'm like, I don't know how. I literally can't remember how to do 5 things at once under pressure while there's a Heartless trying to murder me. So that would be the one complaint I would have about the game, and what can you do about that, really? that's a me problem. I'm sure lots of other people loved that you had that many options. The thing is, though, I can't complain about it too much, though, because I still survived. I was able to beat the game only remembering how to do 3 things at once. I think it's, like, another thing, probably the game played itself a little too much, which is fine for me, because I'm some, like, loser. But for anybody who really wanted more control in combat, I think that I can see how that would have gotten frustrating. But I enjoyed the game. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was fun. Big Hero 6 almost made me cry. The ending of some of the ending parts almost made me cry too. It was an enjoyable game, and oh, well, thank you guys. Everyone's saying, "Oh, you're not a loser, KN." I'm sorry, I'll take it back. I mean that of myself lovingly. I probably should have used a term like I'm just some nerd or something like that. I mean that affectionately of myself. Oh, doot. But, Wacky Toon Studios since 1932, thanks for the 1 Nuxbucks and 99 Sonic Cents. They said, hey, Maria, Gadget has a crush on you.
Oh, what? No, I'm sure he doesn't. Is Shadow in the chat right now? Don't get mad. Love you, Shadow.
And Crash Ryan 21, thanks for the 5 Nuxbucks. They said, hey, KN, have you ever used your Rouge voice on someone like friends or family? No. Rouge is similar to my regular speaking voice, but it's similar, like, you guys can hear that, like, I'm Rouge's voice actress, right? It's just the difference between her voice and my voice is, like, a personality shift. Like, I don't want to walk up to, like, my grandparents and be like, hey, what's up? That's horrifying. No, thank you. Like, they've heard me do these voices before, but, like, not at them. I would never use my Rouge voice, like, at a person unless we were, like, voice acting back and forth for fun. Because, like, it's creepy, right? you shouldn't really walk up to people and use, like, your most flirtatious sounding voice, and I am not flirtatious as a person. Like, not at all. I'm a shy bean, and maybe it doesn't seem like it because you guys hear me do Rouge's voice, like, all of the time, and I'm here with you guys every Friday, like, chatting it up like a supreme extrovert, but, like, I would never walk up to, like, a random friend or family member and use a voice like that. That's creepy. Starstruck 11 said, KN is a shy bean. It is true. It's true. I've worked on it. I used to be, in middle school, I was so shy that, like, getting to school before my friends got there, like, and being there, like, early before classes started, was horrifically embarrassing. I was so embarrassed to be alive, standing in a hallway by myself. What? I was horrified. And so, like, I had a watch. Like, this, you know, we didn't have smartphones back when I was in middle school. I know that makes me sound old, but, like, what I would do is I just had a regular digital watch, and I would stand there for literally an hour with other people walking by me in the school hallway, like, looking at my watch like there was something interesting on it, because I was so embarrassed and shy to be standing there by myself. And of course I would, like, I'd pick up and cheer up and, like, be all energetic once one of my pals showed up and I wasn't by myself anymore, but man, I was so shy. And I wore, like, the same black wolf sweater, and it was huge on me. Like, it was many sizes too large, and I wore that to school every day. Like, you know, it was washed, but, like, I wore that huge sweater all the time because I was so shy that, like, I felt like I could disappear into it a little bit, and I could hide my hands in my sleeves and just kind of disappear. I was so shy. But when it was about time to go to high school, I was like, you know what? Being that shy sucks. it's not fun, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with being shy like that, but it left me so uncomfortable all of the time, and I was like, I don't want to be uncomfortable when I'm alone. Not to that degree, because I was so miserable being that shy, and so when I started high school, I was like, you know what? KN's gonna be a brave bean now, and, I'm not gonna be terrified. And so, like, I actively worked on it throughout high school, and, like, yeah, that was also really uncomfortable to put myself out there and make myself talk to people. But, you know, it was something I had to practice. Like, I didn't naturally become, like, extroverted, and that's not really what I am exactly. I'm introverted, but I can, like, energy up when there's people around, and I don't want to be scared in a corner somewhere. So it was a skill that I practiced, and I'm not as shy as I was in middle school. Like, you couldn't get much shyer than that. And by working on it so actively, I did become way more comfortable in my own skin. I tried a lot harder in, like, gym class. Instead of hiding in a corner, I got bullied a little bit in middle school, in gym class specifically. I think because I was small and not great at sports, so the people who weren't as small but were also bad at sports, they would pick on me to make themselves feel better about not being good at stuff either, because, like, I think they convinced themselves, like, at least I'm not as bad at sports as KN is. And so I got bullied a little bit sports-wise, and that didn't help the shyness at all. But in high school, because I was working more actively on not being so shy, I tried a lot harder in gym class. Guess what, dudes? It turned out I'm not that bad at sports. I'm actually pretty strong. And, like, I'm not saying I was great. I remember one time in soccer, I was trying to, or American football. No, sorry, that's not what I mean. I'm sorry. Anyway, I tried in soccer, like the kind that's got, like, the one where you kick the ball that's black and white. I was trying, like, to be a more assertive player in that one. I got trampled once. A dude way bigger than me was like, nuh-uh, this 5-foot-tall little thing is not gonna stop me from getting into the goal, and he ran me flat over. And I'm just laying there in the grass like, whoa, okay. But even then, I just got up and, like, kept trying. There was one kid in one gym class in high school who was getting, like, he was so mean to me because I couldn't play football. Like, we would be doing the throws and the passes and stuff, and he'd have a really snarky, like, irritated attitude because he, like, didn't have any patience for someone who was just learning the game. And again, because I was working on not being so shy, I didn't let that get under my skin as much as I would in, like, middle school, so even, like, with that kind of bullying, I was like, whatever, I'm working on it. Just because somebody's picking on me doesn't mean I'm not gonna try my hardest. And you know what? I ended up getting better at catching the ball. I was better at understanding what the maneuvers we were doing was supposed to be. I don't remember who that kid was, but, you know, it was a process of being, like, just disastrously shy to getting, like, braver. But it was because I actively worked on it. It wasn't something that I just, like, blossomed into. Like, I fought to get to the confidence level that I have now, and it's always sort of a process. Again, I forgot how I got onto that tangent exactly, except that I'm not an extrovert exactly. I am an introvert that just knows, that has learned how to energize up, because I was tired of being, like, that uncomfortable around other people, because it was just kind of sad. Let me go and check what everybody is saying. Now here I have told my stories. Haley Mitchell said, I was bullied a bit in 7th grade. It wasn't that bad, but still. Yeah, like, there was worse bullying. People didn't usually, like, shove me around. Like, they didn't really need— I was small. I do remember some of the popular girls, though, would assert dominance by, like, walking up the bleachers and, like, putting a hand on my head to balance themselves so, like, they could push themselves up higher on the bleachers, and I'm like, thanks, Courtney. That's not dehumanizing at all. But, you know, normally people didn't, like, mess with, like, you know, push me around that much. It's just they would say mean stuff, and I was shy and soft, and so I would just believe them at face value, like, what they'd say to me. And no one can say mean stuff to me anymore. I'm like, I can parse through the mean words and kind of, like, analyze a little bit, like, what's wrong with this person that they feel like they need to, like, quote-unquote, like, assert dominance over someone who's, like, literally harmless. And so I don't get as offended so easily now, because what I do instead is I'm like, oh, well, that's mean. I wonder what's wrong in their life that they feel like they have to do that, and I feel bad for them, and I'm not gonna let that get under my skin, because, what does it matter to me what they think? Brooklyn Book said, honestly, I feel like bullies just bully because they're jealous. I feel like there's a lot of reasons why people do, you know, the things that they do. And sometimes it's just because they're not very nice, or they were never taught how to be nice. There can be a lot of reasons. But in my specific situation, years after the fact, I was able to process more why, like, this one specific kid was so mean to me in gym class. And it's because everybody else was really mean to him. And so, like, I guess that the only way he could make himself feel better was by being mean to somebody else, so that he could think, like, at least I'm not as bad at things as she is. And so, you know, I'm pretty sure I said some mean things back in self-defense, but, like, you know, I remember, like, thinking mean things about this kid because he was mean to me, and, like, that didn't solve anything, not really. And so, like, you know, later on I was able to process a little bit better. I'm like, you know what, that kid, I think, had it pretty rough, and I don't hold any ill will about that at this point, but, you know. And yeah, so, you know, it's hard, but at the same time, bullying others is inexcusable, even if, like, there's some kind of understandable, like, almost, like, reason behind it where you could explain why they're behaving that way. It's still not acceptable. You should not let people treat you that way. Talk to anybody you need to get them to leave you alone, because it's not acceptable, even if, like, you know, it wasn't fair that he was bullying me. Like, that wasn't good, like, even if other people were being mean to him. I do wonder, though, if I had, like, a different mindset at the time, or if, like, I understood what was going on, if there's, like, some way I could have de-escalated that more. I have no idea. But I didn't deserve that, and he shouldn't have done it. Inexcusable. People should not mistreat you guys. Even if they've got some kind of a motive where you're like, ah, yes, nice motive, now knock it off. I saw something from Kaiser Erebus a little bit ago. I need to run back here. I can't find it. Hang on. Where did it go? It was apparently a long time ago. It was something about if I was in the Sonic universe. I'll wait and see when that gets bumped up. Oh, Yo Jazz Hay said, "Who bullied you? Tell the staff so we can, give them a stern talking to." You know what? That same kid went to high school with me, and we did not interact in high school. Like, he left me alone, I left him alone, and, so, you know, he didn't mess with me anymore. I wasn't, like, as much of a target either. At this point, I don't know that I could get bullied that much. Like, well, I'm a machine of strength. And, like, I've worked security jobs before. I don't think people can push me around as easy as they think, despite me being small. I have been a security guard, and I have trained in combat arts and things like that. But generally, you know, more important is being able to de-escalate situations. Like, one should... The sign of good training in things like combat arts is the ability to de-escalate a situation to the point where you don't have to use your combat arts. That's like the whole point. But, yes, powerful. Danny Phantom said Can is a small but tough bean. Indeed, yes. And Dustin the Wind said, yes, Danny. Oh my gosh. Alexis Steinman said, so you were a security guard. Were you a mall cop? No. I did, event security. I had a suit and everything. But it was not for a mall, and, like, you know, not necessarily for a long period of time or anything, but, I did work security at a large event once. I was hand-selected to do so. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. Amazing Grace 101 said, I'm a FNAF security guard. Oh no. Loken Z said, wow. Like the Men in Black. And, Antolin Ricardo said, Can the shy but tough bean, don't mess with her. Yeah, I'm pretty swole. Like, I've got some muscle on me, so... I'm small and you can't really tell. I am very fluffy. I am soft-hearted and gentle in nature, but I don't get messed with. You really shouldn't. The King of Eggs asked, wait, what's going on? I'm late. Well, I've got some of my editing process going on in the background for your guys' viewing pleasure, and in the meantime, I've just been chatting with you guys over here in the chat. We've got a video coming out today at about an hour and 15 minutes after this live stream. That's a shorter video. It's about 10.5 minutes long, I think, and that's Ask the Sonic Heroes Live, which is the thing that my video feed right now is showing you guys the editing process for. I think I'm going to go ahead and upload a 2.5-hour recording of me doing more of this video editing for this evening. You guys, it's going to be the most boring thing you ever saw in your life, I promise. But some people might find it interesting to, like, scrub through or skim to see different parts, because in that video, like, I'm actually, like, it's real time what editing is like for me. Like, at one point, I get up and go get coffee. So I just leave the recording going. Yeah, it's, I think it'll be interesting for people who are interested in that sort of thing, but, it's not the most interesting process on the planet. Video editing is really very boring to behold. It's just satisfying when you get to the end product. Dr. Dan Plays Games 64 said, that could help with editing videos for me. Well, if you can find anything interesting or helpful in there, then it will be worthwhile to upload it. I hope you find something valuable in there. Rachel Schilder said, it's not boring, it's legendary. Well, that's a good way of looking at it. Leanne Davis said, sorry I'm late, guys. I was busy cleaning because my grandparents are coming over for dinner. Yay, grandparents! Have fun at dinner tonight, Leanne. And, Yo Jazz Hey said, well, you guys know who that is, that's Jazzy. He said, the staff also has combat arts. We have a good number of combat arts. Like y'all combat arts with an afro, a combat art with a computer that uses Photoshop. We have several voice acting combat arts. Yeah, you know, something that's kind of funny about, like, the whole squad at Sonic Song 182 is, like, we're all, like, trained in combat. Like, everybody here's, like, taken many years, like, a decade of martial arts each. And even the ones that haven't have been, like, training in boxing and they work out every day. Like, we're a pretty swole crew. The crazy Sonic fanboy said, I'm new, KN. Can you catch me up? Hello, the crazy Sonic fanboy. Basically, I've just got some of my editing process up on the screen so you guys can see what it looks like. The true epitome of boringness will come later when I upload a separate 2.5-hour video of me, like, editing without music in the background or anything like that. It's just straight up what 2.5 hours of editing with KN is like. And I talk in that video, like, not the whole time because I'm editing, but I'll sometimes stop and I'll talk about what I'm doing in the editing process. But, like, it's literally real time what editing is like for me. It's not sped up or anything. It's just straight 2.5 hours of me doing an exceptionally boring looking activity. But maybe you guys will think it's interesting, and you can kind of skip around too. But this is kind of like a demo of that. This is the more interesting version because I'm over here talking to you guys, which makes it more entertaining. 421st Doctor said, "Hey KN, for totally no reason, what's your favorite color? If you don't mind me asking, of course. Either way, thanks." My favorite color kind of changes depending on my mood, and oftentimes it's like color pairs. I love like the Halloween color pair of orange and black, and then orange and teal. I'm sorry, whoa. Black and teal. Orange and teal would not be the best color combination. That'd be a little bright. Orange and black is my favorite combo, today, followed by, black and teal. As a standalone color, man, I just like colors in general. I'm wearing a rainbow sweater right now that's got, well, it's kind of a rainbow sweater. It has pink, white, gray, and blue. I've got a forest green shirt and then black pants with like orange and yellow designs on them. I'm very colorful today. I just love colors. I hope that helps. I still want to read the Nux Bucks from Kaiser Erebus, but YouTube's not letting me see it. Let me see if I can, like, can I read it here? Does this automatic? I have found something helpful. I'm gonna star this page so that I can see it all of the time. Because on this page, I can see what Kaiser's question was. It's completely separate from any of the live streaming tools, but apparently it does update live. I didn't know that. All right, yay! Kaiser Erebus, thank you for the 4 Nux Bucks and 99 Sonic cents. My apologies for the wait. They said, KN, if you were in the Sonic universe, what animal would you be, or is a bat your spirit animal, and why is Knuckles your favorite boy? My dudes, I love bats. From a distance, I don't want to be up close to one, to be honest. It's kind of like, I love birds. Like, they're so great, but they scare me close range. It's like that with bats. If I was an animal in the Sonic universe, I did once do like a Sonic version of myself, and I was a lynx. So like a little mini wildcat. I was a lynx. So I guess I will stick with that, but there's lots of acceptable KN type animals, like cat is good. I've seen people draw me as an echidna before, also good. But if I was gonna make myself as a Sonic animal, I would be a lynx, I think. And Knuckles is my favorite boy just because he was super cool. Back when Sonic 3 and Knuckles came out, like, Sega Genesis era video games, like, platformers didn't really have storylines for the most part, and that whole drama about Knuckles mistaking Sonic and Tails for being the bad guys and believing Dr. Robotnik up until Robotnik physically injured him stealing the Master Emerald, and Knuckles is, like, all beat up, and he's, like, still getting up and helping Sonic and Tails, like, go to save the Emerald. I was like, this is my favorite boy. I love this drama. It's simple, but good. He is brave, he's learned from his mistake, he's strong. He was also really cool to play as, because you could climb stuff, you could freaking glide with his awesome hair. Dude, Knuckles was the shizzle. He was so cool. And so I had a bunch of the Knuckles the Echidna, like, side comics along with the Sonic comics and stuff. And like, you know, some people, their favorite superhero when they're a kid is like Superman or something. My favorite superhero as a kid was Knuckles the Echidna, and I still love him. He is my favorite boy. See, that's, but that is my why do I like Knuckles story. He was really, really cool, and he still is. To be fair, Shadow the Hedgehog has stolen some of Knuckles' limelight. The reason Knuckles gets treated like such a doofus in a lot of the games and he doesn't get a lot of screen time is because they split that rival space with Shadow. And, like, Knuckles and Shadow are two, like, totally different kinds of characters. I think there's room for both. There's room for both. But, favoring Shadow is why Knuckles is treated like such an idiot all the time now, when he's so much more complex than that. And I don't even mind Knuckles being kinda dense, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They really make Knuckles stupid sometimes. Not saying it's not funny, but he is my favorite, and he's real cool. And, Super Nintendo 64, my Shadow voice actor, of course, says, yeah, but Shadow is the coolest. I also love Shadow, okay? He's like, he's one of my top faves, but I know why, Knuckles hasn't gotten that much storyline stuff. Rachel Lisa said, what are you talking about? Boom Knuckles has the best one-liners. Like I said, I'm not saying it's not funny when he's like a huge doofus, because honestly, Knuckles, as far as what I did see of Sonic Boom, he's the funniest character. He's got good charisma, he's funny, he's got good lines, they use him well. That's just not the same Knuckles that's like my hero Knuckles. That's a different dimension Knuckles entirely. That's not the Knuckles that I'm gonna go on for a while about like how cool he is and like what an effect he had on my childhood. That's not the Knuckles I'm gonna dress up as for Halloween when I'm 7 years old. He's really funny and I like him. I warmed up to the idea, but it's just not the same guy. Just not the same guy. Kirby Cookie said, just curious about your plushies. Did you have the Sonic plushies when you were young, or did you buy them when you made videos? Which one was hard and expensive to find? Well, those are fun questions. Okay. As a youth, I only had one Sonic the Hedgehog stuffed animal, and it wasn't even mine. There was a little Sonic plushie, that was my brother's technically, and he was the only one that we had. There was a Tails plushie also that like I saw them selling it at Toys R Us once, and I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad, but you know, like I was what, 4? Like I didn't have my own money, but I wanted that Tails plushie so bad. But we just never saw it for sale, and when I was 4 years old, there wasn't really internet shopping. Not really. Internet shopping, I think, was just starting to become a thing when I was maybe 10 to 12? I'm not sure. But I never got that Tails plushie, and so all I had was, just the one Sonic plushie that I'd borrow from my brother, and, my older brother would sometimes, like, his friend, like, he had a friend named Tucker who would come over, and he would bring, like, his Tails plushie, like, he had the Tails stuffed animal that I wanted, and he would bring it over, like, when he'd come over to play with my brother, and, like, just so I could play with his Tails stuffed animal, and I was the happiest clam. I'm like, oh my god, I have Sonic and Tails at the same time. But it was only when Tucker would, like, lend me his toy that I could play with both of them at the same time. Usually I had to play with, like, just Sonic all by himself. Yes, very adorable. But the rest of the plushies, you guys, I'm like a grandma by internet standards. I am a full-grown adult. It was, like, at the end of high school that I got my first Sonic plushie that I owned, and what happened was I had just graduated from high school, and it was my birthday, and I went into a comic book shop. I hadn't thought about Sonic the Hedgehog in years, to be honest, because I had moved to a different town that had like no Sonic merch, no Sonic comics. It didn't even have a comic book shop. And I also like didn't have any of the new games because Sonic moved to different platforms aside from the Sega Genesis. So just whole eras of Sonic I missed. And as I was graduating high school, I hadn't thought about it like in years. And then my sister Ames got the Sonic Heroes game on the PlayStation, I think PlayStation 2? And that got me all nostalgic. And I was like, oh, I remember. Like, I never stopped liking it. I just didn't have any connection to the new stuff. And so that sets the stage. It's, I just graduated. It's my birthday. I go into a comic shop when I'm visiting my mom. And I see this Knuckles plushie. And it's I'm like, oh my god, that's the cutest thing. They didn't have a Knuckles, the Echidna stuffed animal when I was a kid. This was new. And I'm like, oh my god. It's Knuckles. And I was like, oh, how do... And my mom noticed and got me the Knuckles plushie. And I'm a collector by nature. Like, I grew up in the era of Beanie Babies. And so once I had the Knuckles plushie, and I saw in the same, like, in another store that they had Sonic and Tails and Cream, I was like, gonna need those. I must collect. And so then I had 4, and I was like, these are so cute. These are so cute. And then I started looking for, like, the other ones. And well, that was the start of my, my Sonic plush collection, which is pretty extensive now. In terms of which ones were, like, again, so I started getting the plushies before I made videos, but I did not have them when I was a kid. And my little cousins up in Alaska, they made me this little puppet show that's actually on the channel called, like, Sonic Plushies Secret Stone or something, I think is what it was called. And they made me this cute puppet show with my Sonic plushies because, like, they didn't really know who the characters were. They just knew that I loved them. And so they were, like, trying to do, like, a little puppet show for me, and I was like, oh my god, this is the cutest thing ever. And it was after that that I started making plush films, like, online because, like, people liked them. And, like, I didn't know anyone was gonna come and watch. It just kind of happened. But that's how that happened. And in terms of which ones were hard to find, it's actually, like, one of them that should have been difficult to find is my Dr. Eggman plushie. Apparently, that plushie is rare and expensive. I didn't know that. I lucked out at the time, and I just found it for sale at a super reasonable price, and I didn't see it for sale anywhere online for years after that. And I found out just from, like, the community in general that it's a rare plushie, and I'm like, what? I got him for so cheap! And he's, like, over there on eBay almost never being sold, and when he is, he's, like, expensive. I really lucked out on Eggman. My custom plushies were all kinda spendy, but that's, you know, that's what custom plushies are like. You pay for the quality of the work that you're going to get for a specialized plushie all for yourself. In terms of the official ones, and this is the last thing I'll say on that before I move on, because I know I've been really going over this this question, but it's fun to answer stuff like this. The one that was the most expensive was Rouge, by far. She is, I think, from the same line that Dr. Eggman was from. She was never for sale in stores. You had to win this Rouge plushie from Claw games that were only available in Japan. And so that's why they were in such limited amount. And this was years after Sonic Adventure 2 came out, years. And so they weren't, like, in claw machines currently anymore. So the only place you could get them is from people on eBay who already had them. And so I won a eBay bid to get Rouge, and I was willing to spend a lot doing so. Because I wanted to, like, I had, like, film ideas, and I wanted Rouge to be in them, and she would be the character I'd get to voice. And so, like, I really wanted her really bad, and she was the most expensive one. Definitely. Alright. And that's it for that question. Really quick, the Cartoon Critic asked before, Sonic Song, do you cringe when you watch your old videos? Unfortunately, sometimes, yeah. Yes, I've gotten so much better at editing and, like, better with, like, sound quality and my own voice acting. I am not ashamed of any video I have ever put out. I love I love my stuff. Like, it's all sweet, it's endearing, it's fun. I enjoyed making everything. So I don't cringe at my quote-unquote old content because I'm like, ugh, I can't believe I used to make stuff like that. It's not that kind of cringing. It's more like looking at stuff that I love, that I know, like, if I remade it today, the quality would be, like, so much better. It's that kind of cringing. Like, have you guys seen recently the first episode of Ask the Sonic Heroes in comparison to the new episodes? Oh my god, I can barely watch the first few. It took until, like, episode 7 of Ask the Sonic Heroes to, like, kind of get my stride with the series. My editing was so bad. And, like, our improv, oh, we were such, like, little baby improvisers. Like, there's parts in the original episode, like, the first episodes where, like, Rouge just has the most awkward responses to things. Like, somebody would say something, like, really simple. Like, I think, like, there was one part where Cream's like, Tails is a really nice boy, in response to, like, who do you have a crush on? And Rouge's response to something that simple was, haha, did you really just say that? And I'm like, what is that line delivery? What is that improvisation? It was horrible. And our microphones are so bad. I've gotten so much better at what I do over, like, the decade I've been doing it, and so I do cringe at my old stuff, but only because I know I could do it all a lot better today. Let's see, Lyrical Miracle 9608 said, true, but it's endearing. Yay! I'm not sure exactly what part of what I said you were referring to, but I think it was about, like, the old stuff being super awkward, but still sweet. I think that's probably what we're talking about there. And yeah, it's true. Like, I love my old stuff, even if it hurts me a little bit to watch, just because it's so awkwardly edited. Lindsay and Jake Kangaroo Mouse said, KN, I made a paper doll replica of Rouge the Bat from ATSH. Well, that's fun! I hope, like, you know, you could make more of them and, do adventures with them. I was big on that sort of thing. Like, I would draw, like, and then cut out characters, and I would fold, like, a piece of paper in half and sort of set it up and make, like, I would make a set out of it by, like, drawing, like, you know, stuff on the ground, and then for the other half of the page, it was, like, the sky. But I'd get really complex with it, like, I'd make the characters' houses and stuff, I'd make a supermarket. Ooh, unfortunately, not a lot of those really old paper ones exist anymore. I'm pretty sure I lost all of those. I don't know where any of them are. But I do have my laminated ones, but none of the sets. But that's a lot of fun. Like, I played the heck out of paper doll, like, paper cutout versions of characters. That's a really good time. Ryan Shellhouse said, it's true you've gotten better at editing, but the older episodes still have their charm, in my opinion. Yeah, I think everything, like, all the stuff still has, like, their old charms. Like, I actually really like looking back at the old plushie videos, because those are old enough to be nostalgic, and they're really cute, and I got to tell some stories. Those are some of my favorites. Somehow it's harder for me to see the nostalgia factor on the older episodes of Ask the Sonic Heroes, just because I'm not that far removed from the way they work, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to say. I'm using different equipment and stuff, but it's still the same kind of, like, drag and drop editing, and so all I can see is all the things I could have done better with it. But they're still very sweet, and our microphones have gotten way better over the years, not gonna lie. I don't think that I've seen much of Score Bunny star Alicia in the chat before. Hello! They said, how's quarantine treating ya? You know what? All things considered, I'm doing better than most. like I've said before, I've got a roof over my head, I've got food, I've got my family here to shelter in place with. Some things would be easier, I think, if I was by myself, because I wouldn't need to worry about, like, bringing anything home to my family, whom are precious and immunocompromised. But quarantining alone sounds very hard, exceptionally lonely, and so that's the trade-off there. I think that it's better that I'm not by myself, so, like, I've got, you know, good company, I've got food, I've got roof over my head. I did not become unemployed. My work just changed drastically. So I consider myself lucky. I am blessed. That being said, quarantine has given me a lot of burnout. Because everything's done on screens now and I can't see my friends, and like, I've been going on a lot of walks, I've been jogging, I've still been exercising, but you know, it's rough when you can't really be with your community or like see your friends and stuff. I've got some lonely friends that I want to go visit really bad because they're sad. But yeah, you know, all things considered, things are good. I'm safe, I'm healthy, and so is my family, and so, you know what, that is good enough. Good enough for me. And Score Buddy Star Alicia followed up by saying, I like that the new ATSH episode is gonna be Quarantine Edition. Okay, to be, honestly, that's not actually what's happening. I know it looks like that. But the characters in Ask the Sonic Heroes Live aren't on Discord because they're social distancing. They are not having a COVID scare in the Mobius dimension. That is an Earth dimension problem. The other, like, regular episodes of Ask the Sonic Heroes, they're still gonna be, like, in the same environment and studio set with each other and stuff. What's happening with the Sonic Heroes Live, though, is the whole concept is that they jumped online to answer some questions from the audience, and so they're just like in a Discord chat talking to people, and that's what that episode is built like. So all three of them are just like in their own places on like their laptops and stuff. That's also why there's no host. It's just team forces by themselves. So Sonic, Maria, and Gadget are all just taking questions by themselves from a chat that was a live chat at the time. Mahamadou Wog said Discord. I thought it was on Zoom. Nope. As you can see here, they are in a Discord chat with each other, and they're taking questions from like a live chat that's going through. They are not Zooming together. Zoom is a fantastic program to use for like getting work done and school lectures and stuff, but Discord also has a video chatting option, and that's how I've been hanging out with friends, on Discord chat. Sally Acorn Fanboy said, so it's only happening in the human world? Yup, it did not spread over dimensions. It seems to be a situation we're dealing with, but, Sonic and his friends in other dimensions seem to be doing just fine. Illidaris, sorry about the pronunciation, Illidaris said, I can't wait to watch the episode. I hope you guys like it. It's, a different format and length than the usual Ask the Sonic Heroes episode. It's pretty different in a lot of ways, and so I'm curious what everybody is going to think about it. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, I will consider doing, like, actually announced episodes of Ask the Sonic Heroes Live, where, like, you guys would know when the live stream for that's coming up. And again, like, it's only... This is from a 20-minute segment we did in a 12-hour live stream, so it would be really short. But if you guys like the final video, like, enough, and it gets enough traction and stuff to, like, make it worth carving into my, my already busy with regular episodes schedule, then I'll consider doing more like this, but I need to see what you guys think of it first. The numbers, I guess, will tell me if enough people want me to do it again. But that's gonna come out about an hour and 15 minutes after this live stream. And so we'll see what you guys think when we get there. Roly Polio 4 said, Can, do you ever miss the old format? I remember the first episode everyone was on one screen with seats and even little name tags. When I first started editing for Ask the Sonic Heroes, you are right, all of the characters were like sitting at one desk together. The reason why I changed that format in the first place was because it turned out, oh man, the editing programs I was working on back then, I was making that on Windows Movie Maker. It was rough, dudes. Like, so I was like, oh, I barely remember it. It was so long ago, but it was hard to edit multiple characters being on one screen together, because then, like, I had to edit two characters responding to something, and it was doubling the work. It's actually similar to what this video's format is, because it does have all of the characters on the screen at the same time, so with the characters who aren't talking, you see their reactions. But in that old format, when everybody was sitting at one interview desk, it was, like, really tough. So I switched to where they're all kind of in the same environment and a little more separated, because it's way faster for me to only need to, like, animate or edit one character at a time, unless there's a specific character interaction that necessitates me having two characters, like, walk into the screen and talk to each other at the same time or something, and then that character can leave, and I can go back to the easy editing. I wouldn't say I miss that original format. I still think the idea of it's pretty cute. Them just, like, sitting at a desk with their little name tags. But it was less flexible editing-wise. Wahamadu Wog said, can your voice get deep? It's weird if you can. I would like to say that anyone who can make their voice super deep, that is not weird. That is a talent. And the deepest my voice can go naturally is like my Rouge voice. So if I pitch down something like this, that's about as low as my regular speaking voice can go, without it just being, like, ridiculous. Now, when I first started the channel and I was doing a quote-unquote Knuckles voice, this is about as deep as I can go. It's not the best sounding, but this is literally as deep as I can get to. It can't go any further than that. I hope that illustrates the point.
And the highest I can go is probably a Cream the Rabbit voice. But to be honest, if I was going to do her voice, I think I wouldn't do it this high, because it's a little bit, painful. Instead, I would probably, if I was gonna voice Cream for a while, it would probably be a voice like this. Not quite as high, but still with the same kind of energy. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
That one hurt a lot less.
I'm doing this one.
That one is painful. Speed Studio said, now we can ask questions for Knuckles and Cream! Technically, in terms of question asking, I often, like, prefer to have everybody, like, wait on that for, like, Ask the Sonic Heroes question boxes, because, like, anything I say in the live stream just for fun, like, as a character, is not canon to the show. Because, like, for example, if somebody asked me as Tails what happened with, like, the mysterious TARDIS time-traveling accident, my answer would not be canonical, because Tails' Ask the Sonic Heroes voice actress is Hiei Fire Shadow. Whatever she says is the canon for Tails. So, that's also why I couldn't, like, answer as like, Knuckles, for example. I don't know. Wolfblade is the voice of Knuckles. Whatever he says is what's canon for Knuckles on Ask the Sonic Heroes. Oh, looks like we've got about 15 minutes left, and then I need to jump out of chat because I do have a class I need to attend, but we still have 15 minutes, so we can still hang out for a little while longer. Alexis Steinman was asking, do you use Premiere Pro when you edit? Yes, I do. This program is called Adobe Premiere Pro. I have the Creative Cloud, so this is the most updated version. So it's Premiere Pro 2020. And, yup. That's what it looks like. Let's see. Trains King said, KN, you said that you were from Alaska. If so, have you been on the White Pass and Yukon Railroad? Surprisingly, no. I never rode any trains, like, in Alaska. The only time I ever rode a train was, like, it wasn't even, like, a fancy old-school train. It was one of those called, like, a bullet train. It's probably not even called that. It was, like, a modern train. Like, I think it was like the California Zephyr or something. I think it was that one. But in Alaska, with all those, like, rad old-school trains and stuff, I've never gotten to ride upon one. Terrible shame. Terrible shame. Oh, Alexis Steinman asked, oh, what class? But I don't know what I said. About, about the class I need to go to. Duh. Sorry. I have a martial arts class that I need to attend. But, it's like, it's right after, it starts like right when the stream ends, and so I'm like constantly a little bit late to it. That's just how it goes. Oh boy, Speed Studios said, 2 questions. Do you ever plan on doing full animation, and do you remember High Seas Honey? I have kind of done full animation. I'm not a frame-by-frame animator. I don't have the consistency of style to be able to draw frames that, like, keep the character consistent, like, shape and volume and detail-wise. So I'm not a frame-by-frame animator. However, I have done, like, puppet animation that was, like, fully lip-synced and everything. That's, like, I think you guys probably know what that's, like, what that is. Like, My Little Pony made in, like, Flash, that's puppet animation. You basically have a bunch of pieces of a character already, like, drawn, like, to the best of its ability, and, like, a few different, like, pieces built in that are, like, different hand poses and stuff. Like, I've animated, cartoons like that before, for school, and I love that stuff. I'm proud of it. It's just, it took me 3 or 4 months or something like that to do, what was it? It was an extremely ambitious 5-minute cartoon that I animated like that. And, the reason why I could do that with Ask the Sonic Heroes. The problem is, despite me having the ability to do so, it would take a lot more asset making, from the crew, and the episodes would take me like 6 months to make. And so the reason I keep Ask the Sonic Heroes so simple is, it's so that it's possible to do an episode a month or an episode every other month. Because otherwise it'd be like 2 episodes a year, and there would just be no getting around that. For people who are able to produce animations regularly, man, applause. Applause. Beautiful, because I love that stuff so much. And you mentioned my High Seas Honey project. I wish I could have gotten further. It was too ambitious for somebody working basically alone. Oh, and I finished the whole audio part except for one segment. Like, there was a song in there, but aside from the lyrics to the song, the entire audio portion of that big, long, like, 1-hour TV movie-style High Seas Honey animation was done. It was the visuals I just couldn't keep up with. What made it worse was that after a bit, you guys have heard about my infamous computer crashes. My computer crashed and destroyed all of the files I had. And so, like, I don't have access to the original puppets for that animation anymore. And even if I did, my art style has gotten so much better since I did High Seas Honey, those original clips, that it would be hard for me to work with, like, drawings and assets that are not at my best now. So I'd have to, like, revamp it from the beginning, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I still have drawings and printouts of High Seas Honey taped to my wall. I love the project, I love the characters, but I don't think that I'd be able to go back to it, just because I don't have a lot of time to do so, because I'm so busy with, like, everything else, like my job stuff. And rest assured, unfortunately, YouTube does not, support animators very well at all. Like, so if I were to, like, make a fully animated, like, non-Sonic project with one of my original properties, it would have to be a labor of love. No one would be funding that because nobody's, like, on the internet looking for, like, KN's original pirate story, High Seas Honey, like, and so it would be many, many months of work, but, like, without being monetarily supported, and so it's kind of hard to justify that when I've got bills to pay. Sorta sad. But YouTube used to be a lot friendlier toward long-form animation, or, like, short-term, or, like, animation in general. YouTube used to be a lot kinder about it, but not really anymore. But I still love that old project, and I wish I could go back to it. Let me see. I am seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh no, that sucks." I think about my computer exploding and destroying all my old files. It was such a shame. Such a shame. So yeah, I no longer have access to the old files that I was editing with, so it's like I can't even pick it up now unless I started from scratch, which is real sad. Iris P95 said, "Have you seen the Northern Lights?" You know what's awful? No. I wish I'd seen the Northern Lights. I just never caught them. I think that it's easier to see them when you live, like, further north in Alaska, because, like, there's more curvature of the earth and stuff like that. But, I'm from the, like, the southern coast of Alaska and, like, the islands down there and stuff like that, and I never saw it. What a tragedy. Someday, it would be great. But, yeah, unfortunately, I have never seen them. I just heard... Oh gosh, I just heard my brother contacting me on Discord, and my big brother said, "What other plushies do you need? And I can recover a lot of files too. If you send me your hard drives, I can look into it." Big bro, thank you. First question from my older brother is was what other plushies do I need? Technically, I'm pretty well covered. I don't think that I really need any more that are official plushies. There's more that I would like to commission, but those ones are really expensive. Like, I want to commission a Gadget the Wolf plushie. Like, I want one, but the person who I got my most recent commissions from, she is not taking commissions for now because she got a full-time job and no longer has time to do her side hustle, which is a shame because she's the one that made Infinite and Scratch and Grounder, and she did such a good job. But really, I've got a pretty good, my bases are pretty well covered for the Sonic plushies, except for the ones that don't have official plushies made. And also, Big Brother, the chat is saying hello. Hello, KN's brother. I don't know if I have the old hard drives anymore, because that was a whole computer ago. I stopped and, like, leaned over. I've got that old tower. Maybe it still has the hard drive in it. I don't know. I'll have to look. Oh, yeah, Box the Hedgehog said, what about an Omega plushie? That's the other one I would love to have. Like, I would love an Omega plushie, but he would be really expensive to get from a custom plush maker because, like... Because, like, usually robots are extra expensive. Also, I just got a text from my boss. It's really important. I'll be right back. One second. I will be back in just a sec. It's an emergency. Dude. Okay, hang on. Whoa. Where is everything I own? Okay. Think a second. Oh! information is... I think that should cover the emergency, but I'm not sure. We'll see if that comes up again. Hi, squad. What are we answering? I see a bunch of numbers in the chat. What's going on? What did I miss? Have Faith said, did KN just fall? I tripped on my own chair. And Haley Mitchell said, with an XD face, where is everything I own? KN 2020. No, that's like... Where is everything I own is like KN 2000. I've been saying that my whole life. Not my whole life, that's like kind of my midlife or something, but yeah, I never know where anything is. Sorry, I'm singing to the music. Well, I have 4 minutes left. So I'll need to start wrapping it up pretty soon. Leanne Davis said, so does this editing program come with the computer or do you have to download? Ooh boy, this is not a free program, not at all. When I was new on YouTube, there was a free program included on my computer called Windows Movie Maker. I don't know if Windows includes that program for free anymore. That's what I started on. Then I upgraded to a program called Sony Vegas, and I used that one for, like, most of the old episode. Well, okay. All of the old episodes, like up to the Team Babylon episode before the hiatus, I was editing entirely on Sony Vegas. When I was in university, the programs we were using was the Adobe Suite. And so I got used to using this program, which is Adobe Premiere Pro. And so when I came back from the hiatus, I was editing on Premiere Pro, which is this program that you guys have been seeing on screen throughout the stream. It is not free. In fact, it is expensive. I have a monthly subscription for it, but I use so many of the programs in the suite that it's worth it because half of my livelihood comes from using these programs, and so for that reason, because I can pay back my investment on the program, I'm good with using this expensive program. But I would not recommend starting with something expensive like that if you're just starting to like dabble in actually for everything. Don't start with the most expensive thing in the line when you're just like starting to learn and figuring out if you like a certain activity. Because like when it comes to recording equipment, recording programs, editing programs, drawing programs, everything I started on was for free. I had freeware, everything across the boards. But then as I got more experience and I knew I needed more for more flexibility with the things I was doing, I was then upgrading as I went. Like even my drawing tablet was, I got a pretty cheap one to start with to see if I was even gonna like it. And then I went, it was like a Bamboo Fun, I think, and then my second one was an Intuos 5, which was a pretty good one, but then I went up to a Cintiq so I could draw on the screen. So, like, I was upgrading all along. This one is not a free program coming with the computer. Did I miss something over here? Let me check real fast. Let me check. Did I? No, I did! Sorry, Crash Ryan! They had given a, 5 Nux Bucks at some point, but I totally missed it. They said, Can, you a grandma? Haha, yeah, right. You're what, 31 years old at max? Okay, well, I'm not in my 70s, but I might as well be. Like, just ask, like, everybody on the Ninja Crew, like Jazzy and, Sushi and everybody. like, I'm the one in the squad that's like, oh, I'm sleepy, I'm gonna go to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening, you whippersnappers have fun playing Destiny or whatever your video games are called. And like, every once in a while just calling Jazzy like, oh, hello, Jazzifer. I have no idea what my computer equipment is doing. Please help me. Oh, what do you mean it's not plugged in? Ho ho ho. I'm basically a grandma, if not in age, in like temperament. Temperament and constant confusion. Let's see. Where's my dashboard? Okay, squad. Oh, Super Nintendo 64, my shadow actor said, fun fact, I'm Sasso's grandma. Beautiful. I guess so. Okay, squad. I do need to wrap up now. My class is beginning at this very moment. Also, Blast6 is saying, oh god, there's social distancing in ATSH. No, this is a separate format of Ask the Sonic Heroes. Everybody is just, at home, on their own laptops and taking live questions. Taking live questions. But, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting more messages from my boss. But no, they're not social distancing, they're fine in the Mobius dimension. In fact, the next regular Ask the Sonic Heroes episode, I think they're gonna be in, like, the Chaos Emerald Shrine, so they're all good. Alright, you guys, have a good rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed, the very boring visuals of me editing for, like, the first half, after which I got, like, bored. And, well, I just left it, like, kind of blank for the last part where the screen just sits like this, because I knew the second half I was just gonna talk to you guys. But, I'll see you guys at the premiere later! Take care, everybody! An hour and 15 minutes, and we will see you soon! Alright, bye for now! My phone's blowing